Yeah, Azure is cool. You get it. I'll stop hyping it so much. And by the way, I'm not paid by Microsoft in any form to promote Azure. I just really like it. But what can you do with it? Almost anything that you can imagine. Azure provides over 200 services and capabilities in these categories. So it's not just running apps and storing things. No, it's also providing intelligence like AI services for your app, and data analytics, and even things that help with mixed reality. Take this example, the compute services to run your application. These are the options to run your application in Azure. That's a lot, right? They all do something different and are all meant for different scenarios. That is overwhelming and makes it difficult to know which ones to use when. Don't worry, I'll explain how to do that in a next course. One way to think about these services is between responsibility and control and working on business value. When you want a lot of control over your infrastructure and your app, you use services in the category of IaaS, or Infrastructure as a Service. These are services like virtual machines or services like Azure Kubernetes Service that runs containers. With these, you have control over your app, its configuration, the operating system that runs it, and even networking and antivirus. But that also means that you are responsible for all of these things. See how that works? You can also use PaaS, or Platform as a Service services like Azure App Service Web Apps or Azure SQL Database. With these, you have no direct control over the operating system and networking, but you still control the application, its scaling and configuration. Or you use LaaS, or Logic as a Service as I like to call it, sometimes called serverless services. These are things like Azure Functions and Logic apps. With these, you only control the application and its values, like connection strings. Azure takes care of everything else, including scaling. Finally, you can use SaaS, or Software as a Service. This is a capability that you use, like the Face API from Azure Cognitive Services that recognizes faces in images. Azure does everything for you here, so you don't have control, but you can spend your time on adding value to your business by just using this API. Thinking like this can help you to choose an Azure service for your scenario. In the rest of this course, I'll demonstrate some of the things that you can do with Azure.